Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Coming up today on FST News, if serving our country is a possible future for you, you have a few days to sign up for the ASVAB test.
And Ms. Burns is living her life to the fullest. All of this and more today on FST News. One Hill, many stories. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, November 20th. I'm Isaiah Day.
And I'm Chris Elliott. Welcome back, Falcons. Foothill's very own Lisa Burns unfortunately went through a bad boating accident and lost her leg, but she has made a nice recovery. FST News intern Bobby Steffens tells us more.
Don't take life for granted. You never know what you'll miss until it's gone.
Leslie Burns, a Foothill English instructor, is recovering from a recent boating accident that occurred during the summer over Lake Mead.
At the moment the doctor told me that he was going to have to take my leg, I took like a gasp, and my mother was there, and I just looked at her and I was like, it's going to be okay. It's just going to be okay.
Her students were stunned to hear about this incident in such short time.
It was very shocking for them, and a few students, they were like, oh, I cried when I found out.
Her prosthetist measured her leg to see if it were fit for her. After a small period of time, she was approved for a new leg.
Just slowly put more and more pressure on it and started walking. And got a really cool foot now.
Even if Miss Burns could have taken a year off to recover, she's better off allowing the perimeter of the school to aid her in getting used to her new leg.
Even if it is a big deal, it is only for a small amount of time in her life. Eventually, it will be nothing to her.
I always remind myself this is only temporary. I'll be able to walk and run and go upstairs and cook in the kitchen without spilling something and carry a plate.
However, the class is not really the same as she cannot get around to help people that often.
Just getting around. I can't do a lot of things I did in the past, but that doesn't mean I won't be able to do them in the future.
FST News, this is Robert.
Sorry about that, Falcons. I meant to say Leslie Burns. We are happy to hear that Ms. Burns is making a nice recovery.
We all struggle with classes, and if you need help with those classes like math, English, and science, AP Club has you covered. AP Club tutoring is taking place every first and third Monday and Wednesday of the month after school until 2. Monday tutoring is in room 255, and Wednesday's tutoring is in room 241. The month of December's tutoring dates are the 2nd and 4th, so do not hesitate to stop by if you need any help raising those grades. Memories can last for a lifetime, so Jostens will be on campus today during both lunches tomorrow to take orders for caps, gowns, and other graduation items. You must bring your order form with you to the cafeteria.
The Career Center is holding many events coming up in the next month. Starting December 2nd at 10 a.m., all seniors that are college-bound are encouraged to go to room 254 to attend the Ronald McDonald Scholarship presentation. Then December 3rd, UNLV will be in room 503 at 10 a.m. for a Rebel interview. And finally, December 4th, Nevada State College will be in room 503 at 8 a.m. Many students fresh out of high school go straight to the military to serve our country. But you do have to take the ASVAB in order to go into any branch. The ASVAB test is coming up quickly on December 4th at 7 a.m. in the cafeteria. The deadline for registration is December 3rd, 2019 at 2 p.m. Even if you don't plan on going into the military, the ASVAB is still a great way to see what you excel in. See Mr. Camperell and the counseling department with any questions you have about the test.
With winter this year being colder than the last, hot drinks can satisfy that cold creeping feeling. If you want to win a hot cocoa bar at lunch, Student Council is having a food drive for Mannion's Pantry, and students can bring their donations to the cafeteria during lunch. The class with the most donated items by December 4th will have all the hot cocoa to themselves, so bring in those goods.
Now over to Gabe with all the latest gaming news.
Good morning, gamers, and welcome to Hands On Gaming, your go-to segment for the latest gaming news. I'm Gabriel Barth, and I'm your reporter for this segment. We have waited oh so long for Half-Life 3. It's been over 20 years, and we've cried many tears. But the time is now for a new Half-Life game, although it's not exactly the Half-Life 3 we were hoping for. Valve announced a brand new Half-Life virtual reality game under the title Half-Life Alyx. It is set to be their flagship VR game. The game is named after Alyx Vance, a character in the Half-Life series, starting with Half-Life 2. Fans have expressed both excitement and disappointment in this announcement. Sure, it's a brand new Half-Life game after over a decade of waiting, but it's a VR game which requires an expensive VR headset. It's also not Half-Life 3. Some hilarious tweets did come out in regards to this recent news. @PixelatedBoat on Twitter said, "New Half-Life game will take place in a virtual reality where Valve is making a new Half-Life game." Whether you're a fan of the news or not, there's no denying that the news of a brand new game in the Half-Life series has left many gamers surprised. In other gaming news, Pokemon fans have been excited to get their hands on the brand new games of the franchise, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. There seems to be a serious problem with the game, however, and this isn't opinionated. If the game auto-saves, there is a chance that it could negatively affect your save files on your Switch's SD card. Yes, that means save files for other games as well. Right now, it seems that the best solution to prevent this is to check if your SD card is formatted to exFAT. If it is, you're at risk of getting corrupted. Instead, use the format FAT32 instead. If you still encounter the problem while using this format, restart the game and you should be safe. Pokemon fans or not, this news has shocked lots of people in the gaming community, but at least it's preventable. Regardless, I've never heard of a game having this kind of issue before. It's really surprising. That's all the gaming news we have for you this week. Make sure to tune in after the Thanksgiving break for another edition of Hands On Gaming. Until then, have a great rest of your week and break. Now back on over to the desk.
Thanks, Gabriel. Varsity Quiz unfortunately lost to Coronado yesterday with a score of 60 to 145. Foothill's scorers, Tommy Smith, Charles Menning, Aiden Edwards, Lily Larson, and Sam Benavides led the team in putting points on the scoreboard. A special shout out to the entire team and for Kayla Villa for taking on the role of the buzzer girl for the match. Speaking of matches, the last one of the season is December 3rd when they go up against Green Valley High School.
Tomorrow, the Foothill cheer team along with Mannion's dance team are holding the Blue Madness event in the gym for $2. You will get to meet the basketball team and get to enjoy a nice show, so go out and have some fun.
If any of you boys want a spot on the boys lacrosse team, tryouts for JV and varsity teams are on the following dates: November 19th, 21st, and 23rd, and through the month of December. No experience needed, just a good attitude and a willingness to work hard. Participation is mandatory for all wishing to play in the spring 2020 season. If you are unable to attend for any reason, you must contact Coach Repent in room 813 immediately to discuss. Look for posters in the halls and download the Team app application to your phone and search Foothill Lax to keep up with the communications and events. That's all the news going around the hill today. Falcons, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at FST News. And make sure to add us on Snapchat at FST News Snap.
And from all of us here at FST News, have a great rest of your Wednesday, Falcons.